Ever wonder why some Pinterest pins blow up with clicks while others flop? In this video, I'm revealing my exact top performing pins and breaking down why they work so you can start creating pins that get serious traffic to your blog or business. I'm Rebecca, a CPA and homeschooling mom helping women create remote income streams, grow their online presence, and build a soft, peaceful life outside the hustle culture. When I first started Pinterest, I had no idea what would actually bring traffic. I tried everything: colors, fonts, different titles, and I learned a lot the hard way. But over time, I discovered patterns that consistently work. Using these strategies, I grew my account to over 1.5 million impressions in less than 2 years. And today, I want to pull back the curtain and show you my top pins, the strategies behind them, and tips you can use so you can do this on your own Pinterest account. So let's look at my first pin here. 50 deep questions to ask your daughter to boost her confidence. So let's look at the font colors. I like to keep font colors simple and high contrast so the text pops. There's no hard to read combos on here, just a clear and clean look. Also, the background color. I used a light, like an off-white color here. So colors that are either light, bright, or neutral are good so that the text stands out and feels inviting. And then also on this pin, it's easy to read. So pins need to be instantly readable, even at a glance, especially on mobile. And I always like to keep the text short on my pins. Also, I have bold fonts that grab attention for the main text. So here, like the 50 is bold, and then I have this effect on it where it's outlined, and then the same thing for the main keyword, questions to ask your daughter. So I want this to stand out when people are scrolling, so it will kind of stop the scroll. And then you always want an image that tells a story. So the images I choose are not random. They support the pin's topic. They show the lifestyle or the outcome that my audience wants. Also, for keyword research, I don't use keywords randomly. I don't guess at the titles, the pin text overlay, the descriptions. I thoroughly research my keywords for things that people are already searching for so that my pins get discovered. So for this one, I researched keywords related to this topic, and questions to ask your daughter here was something specific that came up when I typed into the Pinterest search bar. This came up, so that means that people are searching for this. And then also this keyword down here, boost her confidence. That's also a keyword that people are searching for that would come up when people would make my pin come up when people type in that keyword. So if you want to walk through on how I find keywords quickly for free, check the video linked in the description. And then also on keywords, I make sure that my title and my description have good keywords. So here's my description here. So fun questions to ask your daughter is a long tail keyword there. To boost her confidence. So boost her confidence is a keyword. And let's see, mother-daughter bonding ideas. That's another keyword. So all of those things I fit into this description where it makes sense so that it would come up when people search these topics. So also another thing is that you want to make sure to pin to relevant boards. So this one I pinned to Mommy Life. And here's the board up here on the top, Mommy Life. And that is a keyword rich board, and the board itself has keywords in the description. And so and also my pin makes sense to be pinned to this board. So that's what I mean by pinning to relevant boards. So this helps Pinterest understand your pin, and it gets it in front of the right audience, and it boosts clicks and traffic. So let's look at another one of my pins. 10 simple things to make you look prettier. So again, I have nice bright pink font on my main keywords, and it's bold, and the outline makes it stand out. And then the background color is a light pink, and the text pops up against that light color. My image there, it portrays beauty. So that's relevant to my topic. And I have little stars here that kind of makes it stand out too. You can always add little things like that. And then also I have it pinned to a relevant board, beauty routine tips. And then I have my title, 10 simple things to make you look prettier. And so simple things to make you look prettier is the keyword that I researched that people were looking for. And then I have this line here that separates it from easy beauty hacks. So that was a way to get in two main long tail keywords, because easy beauty hacks was another one. And so then in my description, I have it again, easy beauty hacks, and then grooming tips for women at home, and hair care tips for healthy hair. That was another keyword phrase. Age defying tips. So all of those keywords I put in my description. So let's look at one more pin. So this one is 50 creative Christmas Eve box ideas for adults. And this actually, I pinned this originally last Christmas, and it's already bringing in all of this traffic. Right now we're in August, so it's already bringing in all this traffic, and I pinned it last year, so that's really awesome. But I have the 50 and the Christmas Eve box ideas for adults in bold red font. Red helps people think of Christmas, and then I have a lot of like little accents such as the Christmas decorations and little snowflakes and things like that. My image is of a man and a woman, so adults with a Christmas tree and presents underneath the tree. And then my background is like an off-white, so the red text really pops against that. And then, of course, I pinned it to a relevant board that's very specific, unique Christmas gifts for adults. And so down here, I have my title. Again, keyword is the keyword is Christmas Eve box ideas for adults. So that's in my title again, in addition to my pinned text overlay. And then I have this little line and then holiday box ideas. So holiday box ideas is another long tail keyword. So then again, in my description, Christmas Eve box ideas for adults. Cozy movie nights, that's another one. Festive game nights. DIY Christmas Eve box ideas. So all of those are keywords that I put into my description so that when people type this in, my pin comes up and hopefully people decide to click on my pin. And I'm spending so much time on the keyword aspect of this because I really do think that is what makes the biggest difference for me from when I first started and I got virtually no clicks to now is I really worked on my pin design and I worked on my keyword research. Those are two very important aspects. So the key takeaways here are basically you want to use clear, keyword-rich titles that answer what your audience is searching for. You also want to choose visuals and images that tell a story. So you want to make them simple, bright, and inviting. You don't have to do complex pictures or anything like that. I just use stock pictures from Canva and then add a couple things here and there like stars and hearts to kind of make it stand out. You want to use bold, readable fonts and high contrast colors so that the text pops on mobile. And you also want to make sure to pin consistently and refresh older content with new designs for even better reach. And finally, experiment with different designs, fonts, and layouts, but make sure you to pay attention to what gets clicks and then repeat what works best. So thank you so much for watching. If you want even more ideas, grab your free Pinterest planning checklist to make growing your traffic easy and stress-free. The link is in the description. And if you want extra support, make sure to join my waitlist for one-on-one coaching and Pinterest account audits to get clear, actionable steps for growing your Pinterest traffic and income. And for even more tips on Pinterest, blogging, and creating peaceful online income, make sure and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'd love to help you grow your Pinterest the easy way. See you in the next video.